Ladies, remember the first time that you swapped a tight, ill fitting bra for one that actually fit you? Your shoulders probably dropped, you could finally breathe again, and you likely wondered why you tolerated being this uncomfortable for so long. And if you're anything like me, this might have happened to you in your younger years, but this is more common than you think. And your body's flare-ups are somewhat similar. It's that nothing is wrong with you. It's more likely that your healing container is something, or your healing plan is something that is ill-fitting, that is pinching your lifestyle, that is leaving red marks. So let's get you the support that really fits you. So, if you've been stuck in a cycle of chronic symptoms, pain, fatigue, flare ups, and you've been wondering why nothing is working, even though you've tried everything, then this episode is for you. Here's the truth that most women never hear: you are not broken, and neither is your body. It's just that you've been trying to heal inside the wrong container. A healing container that can be too tight, too rigid, too scattered, too shallow, or even too isolated. And it can actually keep your body stuck in a chronic survival mode. And no matter how committed you are, your body just cannot heal in that kind of environment. So, in today's episode, I'm going to share with you what a true healing container will actually look like: one that supports your nervous system, one that fits into your lifestyle, simplifies your choices, and finally allows your body to exhale. And we'll explore the three elements that every woman needs for sustainable healing, what your symptoms are really trying to tell you, and to how you can shift from overwhelm to one that of clarity and connection. And if you're ready to experience this firsthand, I have a free new masterclass training coming up on 15th of May, Thursday at 6 p.m. IST. It's called Decode Your Symptoms, Stop Guessing and Start Healing. The link is in the show notes, and I can't wait to see you there. But before I even get into the meat of this episode, I wanted to share this excerpt from one of my favorite authors, Donna Ashworth. And I know that I've shared some of her other works earlier because I think that the way she writes for women, about their bodies, about aging, about many other emotions, about their relationships. It's such a beautiful container that she actually creates for us. And that's the reason I wanted, because I'm talking about a healing container. She creates this beautiful container made of words that makes so much of difference. It sort of protects you, it makes you feel safe. And that's exactly what I hope this episode will help you to understand, why it is so important. So, this is from the book To the Women, Words to Live By, and this is a poem called Wave the White Flag. She says, there are many choices available to us women in this life, but when it comes to your body, there are only two: accept it or don't. You see, if you choose to accept your body, you will soon start to love it, admire it, look after it. These things all follow in the wake of your acceptance. Your body, my friends, has but one job: to see you safely through this adventure of life, to allow your spirit to reach its potential. That is it. If you're on the path of not accepting your body, you are in for a very long battle against an enemy you have no power to defeat: nature, time, biology, fate. You don't have the weapons to fight those powers. Wave the white flag, give in, accept. It is then that your life will truly begin. I wanted to share this because I also don't believe that we need to be fighting against our bodies all the time. It's not helping you at all. It's not helping anyone who is living in this kind of environment. When you're constantly waging war with your body, when you're not able to accept it the way it is currently, it's very, very hard to work with it so that you actually reach a stage where you feel safe in your body. Until your body feels safe and you feel safe in the only home that you will ever have, you will not find sustainable health improvements, right? And that's where many people, especially women, feel stuck. And actually, women get this message constantly from social media, from other forms of media, from being conditioned by the society that there's something wrong with their bodies. That's how actually companies make a lot of money out of our bodies. I mean, it's really unfortunate. It's really tragic. The magazines, the media, they all play their part. in order to make a quick buck. And I think it's really wrong, and it's for us to take some of that power back. And in fact, today morning when I was actually checking my Instagram feed, there was, and I put it up on my stories, there was something that, if something to the effect of that, if we all actually started accepting our body, many of these companies, including beauty and cosmetic companies, pharmaceutical companies, would actually go out of business. If women only started to accept their bodies and started nurturing them and loving them unconditionally, many of these companies would be go out of business. And that's the truth, and that's why they don't want us to do this. And this is a wake up call for you. It's something that I realized several years ago, and I hope that today, this episode will help you to get a glimpse of what alternatives that you have, what your future could possibly hold for you. That is not where you're constantly raging a war against your body. So you might be feeling like your body is betraying you, when really it's just trying to get your attention. Maybe it's that bone deep fatigue that clings to you no matter how much you rest you take, or maybe it's a bloating and gut discomfort in spite of having that healthy meal, or maybe your skin breaks out into rashes for no rhyme or reason, or maybe it's that anxiety and wired and tired feeling that makes you feel like you're never ever at ease. There's this constant buzz in your head. So if any of these feel familiar, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not broken. It's just been missing the right support system to help your body exhale, to help your body finally start to heal. Now, here's what I want you to hear loud and clear. Your symptoms are not proof that you are broken or your body is broken. They are signals, they are messages, and it's your body's way of saying something is not working here. I need you to pay attention. And most of the time, the real issue is not your willpower or your hormones or the one food that you slipped upon. It's just that you're trying to heal in an environment that doesn't really support healing. So maybe you've been piecing together bits and pieces of information and advice from Instagram, or chasing the next supplement, or maybe you're following a super strict protocol that leaves you more anxious, more exhausted, and stuck. Or maybe you've just been trying to figure it out all on your own, feeling isolated without a safe space to even ask, to even be seen or be heard. That's the real problem. Not you, the container you've been trying to heal in. And once we shift that, everything starts to change. And that's what this whole episode is about. So you've probably tried quite a few things. You're not starting from zero. You've made lifestyle changes. You've cleaned up your diet. You've done that gut healing, the anti-inflammatory protocols, that supplement, that therapy. You've tracked symptoms. You've listened to wellness podcasts. So why does it feel like you're still stuck? You're still going round and round in circles in that disease merry-go-round that I keep talking about. That symptoms go away, maybe feel even get better for a while, and then again they circle back, right? You're stuck in this merry-go-round. Here's a truth we don't talk about enough. Healing does not fail because of a lack of effort. It fails because of a lack of integration. So you've been trying to patch these things together, and each piece makes sense on its own, right? These are useful things, but your body needs the whole picture in order to get well, in order to feel safe enough to shift. It's like saying that you'll be doing these puzzle, and I love doing puzzles, by the way. I'm doing currently one right now. But if you don't have all the puzzle pieces in the right place, they will not really fit, and they will not really make the whole picture. So most approaches miss that. They give you the tools but not a structure. They give you information but not insight. And without insight, without this structure, just mere information and knowledge is just not enough. And they rarely offer a space where your body is allowed to exhale. And by that I mean, where your body feels safe enough, your immune system actually is able to calm down, so that your inflammation levels come down, your symptoms start receding. And that's what a healing container should provide. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it and where. And that where has to feel like a match for your nervous system, your lifestyle, and your pace, not someone else's treatment plan. And that's when finally your body starts to feel seen and heard and supported. And that's when the healing finally begins. So what if what you've been trying hasn't worked? It's not because you need to push harder. I think you can see that by now. It's because your body is asking for a different kind of support. So it's not about adding more to your plate, following more protocols, more treatment plans. It's actually about shifting the foundation you're healing from. One that's rooted in clarity, compassion, and connection. Not control, not confusion or constant self corrections, because that is just a recipe for overwhelm. And here's what actually looks like. First, you reconnect. Instead of chasing symptoms, you learn to listen to them. You start decoding what your body is telling you, what it's really trying to say to you, so that you're not stuck reacting, but you respond with clarity. And this is where the noise starts to quieten down, and you can actually listen. You can actually listen to all that your body has been trying to tell you. These are the three elements I'm talking about. The second element is that you simplify. You strip away the overwhelm, the clutter, the guesswork, and the endless to-do list. You focus on actually what works, and what is going to work for you will be quite different from what is going to work for someone else, because healing does not have to be a full-time job either. You should be able to fit it into your life, but it's only going to fit into your life when it's focused and aligned. And finally, you sustain. I think a lot of programs just miss out on this third element altogether. It's not just about getting well, it's also about staying well. So you create rhythms and rituals that support your healing process, and this has to work in the long term. Right? It's not about the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It's not about a fat diet. It's not about feeling better for 3 to 6 months and you basically go back to square one. And the reason is because you're not doing it alone. You're part of a supportive space, a community maybe, with the accountability, guidance, and encouragement that will keep you on track. That's the container. These three elements, simplify, reconnect, and sustain, make up the container. And that's the difference between another short term plan and lasting change. Now, before we end, I want to give you a quick win, something that you can try today that will show you just how tuned in your body really is. Here it is. Track the very first symptom that shows up when you're nearing overwhelm or fatigue or exhaustion, or when you know just before there is a full blown flare up, but not the entire flare up, just the whisper just before that. Maybe it's a tightening in your chest, a low grade headache, or maybe it's a bloating after a seemingly safe food, or maybe that feeling where you just can't sit still because your head is constantly filled with chatter even though you're exhausted. And this might take several attempts to get this right, but that's okay. Right, it's okay to not get it right the first time. So anytime that you just before you feel something coming up, just pay attention to that niggling sign. Write that one signal down. That's your tell. Because when you catch the whisper, you don't have to wait for your body to scream to get your attention. And that one shift, just noticing and naming your early signal, can actually change the entire trajectory of your day. And when we build on that awareness inside a safe healing container like the one that I just talked about, that's where the real transformation or the real magic begins. Because when you start catching those early subtle signals before they become a full blown symptom, everything changes. You no longer feel like you're constantly chasing your health, right? You know, and you can trust your body once again. You stop second guessing every bite of food that you put in your mouth, and you stop certainly spiraling into fear anytime that some symptoms flare up, right? Because you respond with confidence and you once again trust your body just the way you used to when you were a very small child. And you feel grounded with your body, not at war with it. And that kind of trust, the trust that you develop in this manner, that's what makes healing sustainable. So if there's one takeaway that you have from today's episode, this is it. The kind of trust that you develop in your body by approaching it in this manner is what makes healing sustainable, and it's going to give you a life back, not just symptom relief, but real lasting freedom. And that's actually why you are here. That's actually why you are listening to my episodes, this show, right? Why you probably following me on Instagram. You are looking for this kind of freedom. You're not just focusing on reversing some of the symptoms and some of the time. And I believe that each of us can actually work with our bodies to reach this space. Like, we can really get far if we stop being at war with our bodies. And that's why we don't just treat the symptoms in the Body Wise Reset program. It's a 12-week container that, it's starting on 16th of May. We decode them, and you're going to get a chance to actually join that. Because once you learn how to hear this your body's whisper, you don't have to live in fear of when it's going to start screaming at you. you. And that journey starts in the Decode Your Symptoms Masterclass live on 15th May at 6 p.m. IST. This is your invitation to stop guessing and start healing, and to get a chance to join the Body Wise Reset 12-week program. And the link is in the show notes. But here's the Body Wise wrap up. Here's what we covered today. Number one, you are not broken. Your symptoms are signals, not failures. And the real issue isn't you, but the container you've been trying to heal in. Number two, what you have tried hasn't failed. It was just not integrated, because these are all important tools, protocols, diets, supplements. But without the right environment, they can't do their job properly. Number three, healing happens inside the right container, a space that offers clarity, structure, and support. Number four, that container has three essential elements. Number one is reconnect, number two is simplify, and number three is sustain. And your first tiny win, notice and name your body's earliest signal of imbalance. It's a powerful step towards reclaiming your energy, clarity, and calm. And now, if you're ready to take the next step, then join me for the free Decode Your Symptoms Masterclass live on 15th May at 6 p.m. IST. Let's build the healing container your body's been waiting for. The link is in the show notes, and I would love to see you there. Your body knows how to heal. Are you ready to support it?